From the Ear to There Travel Studio, this is the Ear to There Disney Podcast.
The Ear to There Podcast, it's time to start the show. Be sure to hold on tight, here we go. Exploring all the different Disney destinations. Ear to There, it's time to start the fun.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ear to There Disney Podcast. I'm your host, Phil Gramlich. I'm also the owner and the founder of Ear to There Travel, which is a Disney specialized travel agency. It's my job, along with all of the vacationers on the Ear to There Travel team, to take away all that stress, all that anxiety, and all that time that it takes to plan a Disney trip. Although, let's be honest, you have some time right now, don't you? So you can focus on the fun things like having a great time with your family and friends and enjoying the magic. You can listen to this podcast, meet all of the vacationers on the Ear to There Travel team, or request your free, no obligation quote over at eartotheretravel.com. It's been a while since we've done a regular episode of the show. I need to do these a little more often. As you know, everything's been a little chaotic for everyone. And I was going to say in the country, but around the world, it's been insane. And we're all trying to adjust. And while I don't love the phrase new normal, that's kind of what it is. We're trying to adjust and it's been wild. But this is episode number 197, getting close to 200 for the week of April 27th, 2020. What a long, strange month it's been. So why don't you grab a drink, grab a snack, and as a famous mouse once said, on with the show. Here to talk all about how to put a little Disney in your day, and that's her title, is the adorable, the funny, the silly Alexa Gramlich. Lex, how are you, bud?
I'm great today.
You doing well?
Yeah.
You happy to be on the show?
Yes, I'm very happy.
So this was your idea, this one?
Yeah, it was, yeah. One day I was just sitting and I was bored and I was talking to my mom. And I was talking to her, like, that was a great idea.
I don't know that.
Sorry, I gotta call you Lex.
She was like, that's a great idea. And so that's an idea for our episode.
So here we are.
Here we are, yeah.
So don't spill your water on my electronics.
You're kind of like Doc from Back to the Future. Like, you have so many weird
There's a lot of electronics in
gadgets
here.
and stuff. It's so weird.
Yeah, there's a mixer, there's a computer, there's a printer down there, there's a shredder. What else do we have? And then look, I have the DeLorean from Back to the Future right on my shelf. So what are we doing with this episode? We're going to tell people in this crazy time that we're living in the quarantine and living at home and staying at home and spending time with your families and brothers and sisters and moms and dads.
And you have nothing to do. Boring.
Except for now, let's be for real. You've been having a good time with school. You do like the school stuff, right?
Oh, way better than real school. Oh, yeah.
Let's make sure your teacher's not listening to this. You think she does?
No.
I don't think so either. So
she's like a 6-year-old woman.
Oh, all right. Just in case she is listening and she's not yet 60,
I'm sorry.
Don't say her name. Don't say her name. Anyway, so you came up with the idea, and this is stuff that you can do, that families can do together at home during the time that we're, spending a lot more time in our houses. So and this is all stuff that we have done, right? So I want to talk about the things that we've kind of done to bring a little of the Disney parks.
Some of it we do in our everyday.
That's
right
true.
Now. We're doing it
because you have absolute crazy people as parents, and we do these kinds of things.
Awesome parents.
Oh, that was nice of you, bud. Thanks. So how about, I'm going to start with a couple softballs for you. Okay, do you know what a softball is?
No.
Like an easy one for you.
Okay.
So here's an easy one for you. Disney movies. What have we been doing lately with Disney movies?
We've been going on to Disney Plus and watching like classic Disney movies, and they've been really good. The first one we watched, like not the first one, but like one of the ones we watched a few days ago, and my favorite, maybe not like my favorite, but one of my favorites that I just watched for the first time was The Sword and the Stone, and I was like, oh my god, like it's so good.
It's better. See, every time I've tried to put that on, you've been like, no. But this time we finally watched it, and it was good, right?
And it was really, really good. Yeah.
What else have we watched? We watched Sleeping Beauty.
Oh yeah.
We started Wildly last night, but you guys didn't really keep your attention.
It didn't.
Yeah. That's a tougher one. What else have we watched? We watched. Of course, we watched Onward.
Oh,
a couple of times. What are your thoughts on Onward?
I think it's really good. I just feel like that they made it a little too emotional.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Did you cry when you watched it?
Yes.
Did your mom cry?
Oh, like she couldn't even see the screen.
Yeah, she cried. We actually got lucky and caught that in the theaters before the theaters were closed.
Yeah, and then we watched it on Disney Plus.
Yeah, did you know there used to be a thing called movie theaters where people used to go with their families and sit next to each other and like actually share each other's food?
LOL. Fact for kids who were born in the quarantine.
And there are a bunch. There are a lot of kids that have been born in a quarantine. All right, so those movies. What else? We've watched any shows? Oh yeah, there's been some great shows that we've been watching on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah.
What's the woodworking show? When they build stuff? What's that called?
Shop Class, I think?
Shop Class, yeah.
That was, but the season ended it. We watched the whole season.
Well, what's the other one? The one where they're cooking.
Oh, BR Chef?
BR Chef, yeah. And that comes from, they record those in Epcot.
Yeah. And
those are with families get to, it's like a cooking competition, but they make Disney-inspired recipes together.
Yeah.
So it's a really fun one. And then I've tried to get you guys to watch all the Marvel movies. You're still a little nervous on those. Star Wars movies, still a little nervous on those.
Yeah.
But what else we watched? We watched 101 Dalmatians. We've watched, we started the Lion King live action.
Oh, it was.
That wasn't our scene.
No, it
unfortunately.
wasn't.
All right, so the first thing we're saying is Disney movies and Disney TV shows. Yeah. If you spend the next 6 months in a quarantine, you couldn't watch everything on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not saying we're going to spend that long in a quarantine. I'm just saying you couldn't. What else? How about, for a second one that I wanted to talk about is, what did we say upstairs? Disney movies, Disney TV shows?
Disney music.
Disney music. So, one of my favorite things, it's on my list here. One of my favorite things, why is it, my list is all bunching up. Hold on, there we go. One of my favorite things is listening to theme park music and resort background music.
While he cooks.
We're going to get to that. Don't mention the cooking yet. We'll get to that in a little bit.
No, I'm just saying, like, cooking for anything.
Yes, I do listen to Disney music. It's mostly Disney music a lot when I'm cooking.
Before we were in the quarantine, he would just listen to Disney music when he would cook.
That's true. I mean, that's what I enjoy. I love closing my eyes and imagining that I'm in a park or a resort somewhere. Right? So that's what things like YouTube, Sorcerer Radio, but I think that's sponsored by a travel agency. So if you listen to that, just mute the commercials. And YouTube, stuff like that, has the greatest music loops from the parks, from the resorts, from the attractions, background music. Yeah. My favorite one that I've been listening to a lot that, Lex, you're going to instantly recognize is the Disneyland Hotel music loop.
Oh, yeah.
I love that one. And there's no words or lyrics. It's just it's 90 minutes of Disney classic songs from the movies and the attractions and all that just kind of looped in back. So if you have that playing in the background while you're cleaning or cooking or walking.
Cooking or changing your baby's diapers.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. I'm just trying to keep everybody entertained.
Or while you're changing your baby's diapers, or as they say in England, nappies. That's true.
Okay.
All my friends from the other side of the pond are enjoying the nappy changing. I love listening to Main Street USA music, Adventureland music, Frontierland music. All right, so The best music loop, one of my favorite, like I said, the Disneyland Hotel I love. You know what I love? The Epcot entrance music loop.
Oh, we listen to that like every time we cook.
We listened to that, I think, was it last night or 2 nights ago? Oh, 2 nights ago when we made our chili.
Yeah.
And the music's like, do, 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 do.
It just sounds like you're singing Indiana Jones music. To be honest.
Or you could listen to the Indiana Jones music loop. That's a good one. So any of the music loops are excellent to listen to.
Yeah.
And yeah, just go put on some YouTube, put on some music loops, and enjoy the heck out of it, right, Lex?
Yes.
How about listening to Disney podcasts? What do you think about that one?
That would be fun, yeah.
Do you like this podcast that you're on?
Yes.
Do you know the name of it?
Of course I do.
What is it?
You're to their Disney.
Yeah, making sure you're paying attention at home. Yeah, so there's a lot of really good Disney podcasts out there.
And most of them curse.
No, they don't curse.
A lot of them do, though.
Some do. Some have curses. Obviously, don't listen to those.
Unless you're an adult and you can.
Yeah, unless you're an adult and it's okay. Or your mom, no, not even if your mom and dad say it's okay, you probably shouldn't listen to it, right? You don't listen to curses on those YouTube things you watch, do you?
No, I don't.
You sure?
Yeah, the worst thing they say is poop. Okay. I'm going to take a break to get a drink. Why don't you tell another joke? Any Disney jokes do you have off the top of your head? 0. Actually, no, I do have one.
Let's hear it.
Why would Snow White make a great judge? Because he's the fairest of them all.
Nice. Well done. You know what? I got to give you a round of applause for that. Let's see if I can find the round of applause. There you go. That's a good one. Or you do the old burn shot. Good job. No. Disney podcast. So there's some really good ones out there. My friend Lou Mangello, he doesn't need me to plug his podcast. He's got a lot of listeners. But I listen to Lou's show. His show's good. There's a couple other ones that I listen to. Detour to Neverland, they have me on the show. They have a fun podcast.
Wait, did you say you've been on their show?
Yes.
Oh, lucky you.
Thanks, bud. There's a couple other ones. There's one that just plays
The one thing is right up there.
There's one that plays just attractions audio that I really, really like. So listen to Disney podcasts while you're out walking the dog or walking or sitting around the house. Again, doing lots of cleaning, lots of laundry, those kinds of things.
Yeah.
All right, how about this one? Watch the Imagineering story on Disney Plus.
So good. Like, I've only watched like 2 episodes.
Right.
But
You're an old soul. You like the old stuff, right? Like you like the stuff. Like, what's your favorite? I played you to the Disneyland Legacy Collection, right? It's one of your favorite albums.
Yeah.
It's all Disneyland music from back in the day to today. And what is your favorite song on the Disneyland Legacy Collection?
You know.
Sing it.
I feel embarrassed.
Come on. No, it's just me and you here.
I don't want to.
Let's dance to Disneyland. Late nights are great nights to Disneyland. Right? Yeah. We're open till the part. What is the...
And
1 a.m.
Fridays and Saturday night.
There you go. All right. So
that actually was one of my that was the theme for my family birthday party.
Yeah, it was Let's Dance at Disneyland. It was a song from the 60s when they used to have late nights at Disneyland. And it was like a date night.
It was like a date night.
It's awesome. So anyway, back to the Imagineering story. You're kind of a nerd like me, so you love that old stuff. Yeah. You like when they show Walt Disney building the parks. You like when they show Bob Gurr signing the inside of the Matterhorn.
Yeah, and I love like I think it was like episode 2 when they were talking about the lady in the ball in like from the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
Or something. I think that was from the second episode.
Yeah, so it's Kim Irvine, who's a Disney Imagineer now. She works out of Disneyland. Her mom, Leota Toombs, or Leota Thomas. They're Toombs, right? Yeah, Toombs. She was the model and the voice and the face of Madame Leota inside the Crystal Ball in the Haunted Mansion.
And there's like this whole little part about it. It's really cool.
Yep, and she talks about how Kim Irvine talks about how when she's having a rough day or she's sad, she could always walk through and ride the Haunted Mansion and go see
And
her
she
mom.
goes with her kids, and she's like,
Yeah, there's
"That's
grandma.
Grandma."
Yeah, so cool. So watch Disney Plus. It's really worth it. I love the older stuff, and it also gives you a preview of the stuff that's coming. Excuse me, like Adventures Campus and some other things. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge that is here now. Some other new things that you might not know are coming to Disney, to the parks. It's really, really enjoyable. It's really good. What else, Lex? How about watch ride videos on YouTube?
"Oh yeah, we've done that." I think that's a great idea, especially if you, like me and my siblings, we were pretending, like 1 week, we were pretending that we were at Disney, which we were supposed to be at that week, but
Yeah, bummer. A couple weeks ago, right?
couldn't. So we pretended, and we put the ride thing, and we acted like we were on the ride. And actually, we have like this wagon that everybody would sit in it, and like my brother would push us around. And we would,
What ride was this? Was that Splash Mountain that you were doing?
yeah, it was like we were bumping, and then he has like this squirt bottle, and you just squeeze it over.
So you were riding the ride while you were watching it, and Jack was giving you the full experience with the spray bottle with the water and everything. It was really fun. You guys did a great job with that. It was really cool. So there are ride videos and attraction videos literally for every single ride and attraction, right? And every show. If you want to watch the Finding Nemo the musical, you want to ride, what else? Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout.
Yeah.
You want to, what's your favorite ride, Lex? Go. On the spot.
I don't have a favorite ride.
Splash Mountain.
I don't love that one,
I know you don't.
to be honest.
But yeah, if you want to ride anything, ride with your kids. It's especially really good for people if they haven't been to the parks. If you're preparing for your first trip, if it's not just a quarantine.
Yeah, that's
activity.
usually when it's like, but before the quarantine, my dad would like, if I'd never been on this one ride before, he would like show me like, this is what this ride is like, and I'm like, okay, I kind of want to do it. So then we do it, and
Right.
Yeah.
So we did that with Splash Mountain. We did that with Smuggler's Run.
Smugglers. No, we didn't.
We didn't do it with Smuggler's Run? I thought we
No.
did. No.
No, because I wanted to be surprised. Remember, I didn't want any sneak peeks.
Oh, la-ti-da. I'm sorry. I thought maybe we did do it. But it's also a way to go back and relive old attractions.
Yeah.
Like something you never got to do. I recently
Yeah.
did an episode on, what the heck is the name? Adventure Through Inner Space.
What?
And it was a
What?
yeah, it was a ride that came out, I think it was 1959 or maybe it was a 69. It was 50s or 60s in Disneyland. It was there until 1985. And I had never gotten to ride it in Disneyland. So it's cool to go back and watch videos of these attractions that you also never got to do. I like our extraterrestrial alien encounter, which was there before Stitch's Great Escape, which is now going to be torn down, which is awesome for us. Because they might put a Wreck-It Ralph ride in there. That's the rumor.
I really want them.
Yeah. So, okay. So ride
That
videos.
used to be one of my favorite movies.
It still is one of my favorites. Watch ride videos on YouTube. All right. How about this next one? Participate in a virtual Rundisney race.
Wait, what?
So you see these medals that I have? These aren't from races that I did in person. These are the virtual races that you do on
Wait,
like
you're
a treadmill.
kidding me, right?
No. So you sign up for them, you train, and then you do them on the treadmill or at home.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, and then they send you a medal.
Maybe you could take pictures of them and send it to some people so they can see these.
Yeah, they're really cool. That's the one from a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay.
From last year, and the other one is from 2 years ago. This is the Castle Run Challenge. This medal that you can't see, it has R2D2 on it.
Yeah, it's
And
really
here's
cool.
the other Star Wars virtual half that I had.
Oh, that's why the box was there for that long
Yeah,
time.
exactly. And this is the other one. They see that he's the Resistance fighter pilot.
Yeah. I thought you were hiding like a podcasting award or something.
I don't have any podcasting awards. Sorry, bud. Maybe someday, right?
Yeah.
So what you do is you sign up, and then you can train for your race. They had the virtual half marathon, the virtual 5K, the virtual 10K. And you sign up and you train. And then on the day that you decide yourself, it doesn't have to be a special day.
Oh, that's cool.
You decide that today's the day I'm going to run
Like,
the Star Wars half marathon. and you go out and you put on your Disney music on your headphones or your Disney podcast, and you run. You can run outside. You can run on the treadmill, wherever you want to run around a track. And if your tracks are open near you, obviously, and you run your full distance, and then you come home and you open your box and you put your medal on, and you cheer by yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
I think what you should do is have your family waiting outside your house.
exactly.
Finish the run at your house.
Yeah, and
And then have your brother, sister, mom, dad, wife, husband, whoever, put the medal around your neck.
yeah, that would be fun.
Because there's nothing more fun than putting a medal around a sweaty person.
And maybe dumping a bucket of water on their head.
Why would we dump water on our heads?
I don't know. Don't they do that for marathons or something? Well, they did
Are you
that.
confusing that with winning the Super Bowl?
Oh yeah.
When they win the Super Bowl, they dump the water on the coach. But a cup of water on the head after a marathon isn't a bad idea. I've done the ice bath after the marathon. Remember that?
Oh yeah. I remember hearing you were like it was at a hotel and you were like in the shower and I think I was like playing with a sticker book or something and he was like and you were screaming and mom was like and I was like, Mommy, what happened? And he was like, I think Daddy's just screaming over an ice bath.
Yep, the ice baths they're not enjoyable times. I had a huge bag of ice waiting in the freezer during my last dopey, and after I didn't ice my legs at all after the 5K and the 10K, but after the half, I did. I sat there and then I took a shower, and then after the full marathon, I did. They say it's really good. I don't know if it actually works, but who knows? All right, so run a virtual Disney race is a great one. How about drawing Disney characters at home?
That's one of my favorite ones because I do that like every day.
Now we have a budding Disney Imagineer on this podcast with us today. Her name is Alexa, or Lex. Sorry, don't say it. Don't say it. You thing. Don't say it. All right. Lex is a budding Disney Imagineer. She draws all day, at night, every night. What do you think? About an hour to 2 hours a night you draw?
Yeah.
Now she also loves to read.
Oh yeah.
She enjoys math.
Yes.
Right? What else do you like? You like science, you love music, you love the
Science,
Beatles.
Music. Love the Beatles. I feel, I have a weird personality.
No, that's not weird. That's all good stuff. But what is it about drawing that you like so much?
I like it because if you're doing something and you're stressed out about it, something like at like this time, like if you're stressed out about this, you're sad, you could just go and you float to a different world and you just forget about everything else.
That's awesome. That's really cool. And you draw a lot of Disney characters, and then you draw on your own characters too.
And I've drawn like just random stuff like donuts and stuff.
Right, your donut that you drew yesterday was amazing.
It looked like the Simpsons donut.
It did. It was pink like the Simpsons donut. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of people on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook who were doing, and Disney artists as well, who were doing special instructions on how to make these characters.
Yeah, there's a lot from like people who do like the Animators Academy, like they're doing that.
The Animation Academy, yeah.
Or whatever.
And you feel like you're in Animation Academy doing these.
Yeah.
Right? I think Disney even released, if you look on YouTube, you can find them all. Disney itself even released like the How to Draw Mickey Mouse, How to Draw Olaf. They're really, really fun. You can listen, you have the time right now to become a really good Disney artist.
Which
right?
they already did before the quarantine.
Oh, you already did? Did you clap for yourself? People can't hear you when you nod. Did you clap for yourself?
Yes.
You're like mommy when Amy's on the podcast, when your mom's on the podcast, she always nods, and I'm like, people, you got to say something. Nobody. This is a video. All right, so what was that? That was draw Disney characters. Yeah. Yes. All right. How about reading Disney books?
Oh yeah.
I know for Easter,
I got 2 Mary Blair books, and I really once I had this book about all the different girls around the world who did some really cool things.
What is that one called?
Like Little People Big Dreams or something.
Little People Big Dreams. Okay.
Yeah, that's a series, and then there's one that had all little pages of them, which is really cool. And so one page was about Mary Blair, and I read it, and I was like, it was so good. I want to learn all about Mary Blair. And so then I was trying to find these books, and I tried to get them online, but they were out of stock or something, or they weren't at stores and stuff, so I couldn't find them. But then at Easter, I found those 2 books lying in my Easter basket.
Easter Bunny to the rescue.
And I was crying, and I was so happy. And so I read them, and I've read them 1,000,000 times. They're so good.
Is there a 5-legged goat in one of the books?
Yes.
Is it really? There's a picture of it? That's awesome.
Yes, there is.
So for those of you who might not know, and if you're listening to this podcast and you don't know who Mary Blair is, you got to get yourself together here. All right, get it together. But Mary Blair was the designer of the dolls on It's a Small World. She also participated in designing other Disney attractions. She did
some movies too, like the animation.
Yep. What did she do? Sleeping Beauty?
No, she didn't do Sleeping Beauty.
What did she do? You know, you're the Mary Blair scholar. You tell me.
Yeah. Well, I don't know all, but I know some. She did Peter Pan, I think. Yeah. Some of Cinderella. And I don't know the other ones, but I know those 2.
Those 2? And she did the mural in Contemporary.
Yes, she did.
And there's some other Disney...
And then didn't she do a ride that I saw in this museum or something? With the windmill?
The windmill?
And, the...
You tell me.
Weather, the weather thing with the sun and the... All those...
Is that from It's a Small World?
Yeah.
Because she worked on that with Rolly Crump. They did that together.
Oh, yeah.
They worked on a lot of that stuff. And then because of her design, due to all of her designs...
He loved her ideas.
And he used her style to make the clock in front of It's a Small World in Disneyland.
Yeah, because he really liked design.
Remember that? All right, so Mary Blair, dude, thank you for the Mary Blair experience. I am not as up on my Mary Blair as you are. So that was drawing Disney characters, right? Was it? Oh, no, let's read Disney books. I'm sorry. So there's some great ones. I'm going to mention some great Disney books. I mean, I have a whole stack of Disney books here in my office.
Oh, look, I just looked and they're falling off the shelf.
I know, there's too many of them. I have to get a new bookshelf for those. I'll just rattle off a few of my favorites. Walt Disney and why can't I speak, Lex? Walt Disney. Go ahead, what were you saying?
Oh, no, I wasn't saying anything.
Walt Disney, an American Original by Bob Thomas, is my favorite Walt biography. It's kind of a cute story by Rolly Crump is a great one. Let's see. Bob Gurr, Legendary Imagineer, is one that Bob put out last year. Yes, bud.
I'm just saying also, I love the Who Was series, and there's a Who Was Walt Disney, so you can check that one out.
Who Was, yeah, you love that. And there's a Who Was show, too.
Oh, yeah.
Was that on Netflix?
Yes.
And those are things that'll keep kids entertained forever.
Yes.
The Who Was books
and the Who Was app.
And there's an app? Oh, that's the one you play that has the trivia on it, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Anything Who Was is great. What other books? The poster art of the Disney parks, maps of the Disney parks, Eat Like Walt, I love because there's recipes in it from Walt Disney's private collection. That's by Marcy Carricker Smothers. So many awesome books. Oh, what you also could do is you could jump in and read the entire Kingdom Keepers series by Ridley Pearson.
Yeah.
Those books are awesome. We've tried those a couple times. A little too scary for you still?
Yeah, I'm still getting a little freaked out.
Yeah, it's still, they're like young person books, but they're not necessarily like, I remember I told him about that when I had Ridley Pearson on the show. I mentioned that you got a little nervous and he was like, really? What part? And I was like, everything.
Like when they were opening, when he was they were opening their eyes and I'm like, oh, that's scary. I pictured it.
When the audio animatronics were waking up.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Not the part, spoiler alert, in case you haven't read the books, jump ahead 15 seconds. But when the It's a Small World dolls come to life and try to attack
that really scares me. That gives me the creeps, man.
It is a little scary.
And especially because he read that to me before bed, so.
Hey, listen, we gotta toughen you up, lady. Gotta toughen you up. All right, what else do we have here? We have a couple minutes left. Let's finish it off with my favorite one. Unless, did you have any to mention that we didn't bring up yet?
No, I don't think so.
How about, the one you mentioned earlier is the one I wanted to finish on. Making Disney recipes.
Yeah.
Is one of my
We
favorites.
already made 2 together.
We made 2 so far. We just started making them recently.
We did
A couple
the
weeks
bacon
ago.
beef
Yeah, a couple
skewers.
of weeks ago, we did the banging beef skewers from Bengal Barbecue in Disneyland, from Adventureland. Those were awesome. I couldn't get anybody except for Zoe. Amy and I, of course, ate them. Zoe was the only kid that tried a bite. Lex and Jack did not want to try. But they were awesome. It was fun. It's really fun to do that all as a family.
Yeah.
What do? My rule is you have to have music, Disney music on in the background while you're cooking, like you said earlier, right, Lex? And it has to be from the land that food is from, or the hotel, right?
What? Oh, yeah.
So when we were making the Banning and Beef Skewers, we listened to all music from Adventureland, the Jungle Cruise, the Tiki Room, and stuff like that. And then we did the contemporary, the old Concourse Steakhouse chili 2 nights ago, was it? Or 3 nights ago? 2 nights ago.
Yeah, 2 nights ago, yeah.
And whose favorite food is that on the planet?
Mom.
Yeah.
She's like, we make it one night, and in the middle of the night, like at 3 o'clock in the morning, so wake up, and so you can't go back to sleep. So go downstairs, get the fridge, get some of the chili from last night, and stuff it in her mouth, and then go back upstairs.
Did this happen?
Well, it has. In the past.
I just don't want you to get in trouble if she listens to this. But we made those 2 recipes. Yeah, she loves the chili. The chili's awesome. There's something about it. It's really sweet. There's a good amount of ketchup in it, which is a weird.
It smells amazing.
It does smell amazing. There's something about it. I think it's the ketchup that gives it its sweetness. It's not really spicy. It's not really hot. What are you laughing at?
The fact that you put ketchup in it.
I know. Well, it's the recipe. It's in the recipe. I also love, I've made in the past, a bunch of them, but the Le Cellier cheddar cheese soup is an awesome one. It's bacon, cheese, Moosehead beer it goes into that one. How do you say that? Worcestershire sauce? I can never say that word right.
I don't know.
How would you say it? Worcestershire? I always just kind of go through it like Worcestershire sauce. And then we, of course, Mickey waffles, Mickey pancakes.
We actually have a Mickey waffle maker.
We have the Mickey waffle maker. That's true. We have 4 Disney cookbooks. So, what's that?
Yeah.
We have 4. Yeah. So we can pretty much make all the really cool recipes. A couple of the books I have are from places that don't even exist anymore.
Which is really cool.
Yeah. Like the Concourse Steakhouse chili that we made the other night. That doesn't even exist. There's ones in there from the Top of the World, the old Top of the World that was in the contemporary. Of course, now that is, the name of the restaurant is escaping me. I can't remember. I can't remember. Somebody right now is listening to this and going, what do you mean you can't remember? It's the greatest restaurant in Walt Disney World. Restaurant on top of the contemporary. Cannot remember the name. Oh, well, not coming to me.
Top of the World?
Top of the World is now at Bay Lake Tower. The other one is a fancy restaurant that's at the top of the contemporary, whose name I still can't remember. It's going to drive me crazy. Anyway, so I think we did a really good job of helping people with their quarantine problems. Yeah. If you want to add a little Disney, what is it?
Also,
oh, go ahead.
Also, if you're a kid, you can dress up like a Disney character.
Oh, we've done a lot of that, right? You guys have done that a lot.
Not much me.
Your brother and sister have. Oh, lots of princess dresses that nobody fits into anymore.
Oh yeah, and then they can't even get out of it. We have to
get the scissors and cut them out.
No,
to the jaws of life.
That.
Well, Lex, I think you did a great job. This was a lot of fun. Did you have fun?
Yes.
When can we have you back on the show?
Whenever you want. I love this.
I'll have your agent talk to my agent. We'll make it work. All right, Lex, thank you. You're the best. Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
California Grill. I couldn't remember California Grill. I don't know how I couldn't remember that. It was right on the edge of my brain, but I couldn't grasp it. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to this week's show. This was a lot of fun. Always fun when I have Lex on. Don't tell my other 2 children, but she's my favorite child. Not really. Well, no, not really. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're happy and healthy and safe wherever you are. And thank you again so much for listening. Look for new episodes this week, next week. They're going to keep coming. And until next time, have yourself an amazing, amazing week. California Grill. See ya.
Ear to there.